Hello, my fellow YouTubers and subscribers, and welcome to another movie review, where today I review the latest Dreamworks movie, Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish. This movie is directed by Joel Crawford and co-directed by Januel Mercado, or Mercado. Apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. Stars Antonio Banderas, Salma, Hayek, and Harvey, Guillen. So this is the, I don't know if it's long-anticipated or long-awaited sequel, but it's the second Puss in Boots film. The first one came out in 2011. I never expected them to do a sequel to Puss in Boots, but here we are. When Puss in Boots discovers that his passion for adventure has taken its toll and he has burned through 8 of his 9 lives, he launches an epic journey to restore them by finding the mythical Last Wish. So, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. Now, I've made it no secret of the fact that I wasn't particularly looking forward to this film. I didn't care much for the first movie. I've reviewed the first one if you want to check it out, but essentially I thought the first one was passable. It was fine. It had some writing problems, certainly with Humpty Dumpty's character. I wasn't necessarily feeling this one from the trailers. I couldn't engage with it. However, I have to say, I am absolutely blown away. I'm very surprised by this film. I'm not calling this a masterpiece, but this is really good. Yeah, I'm stunned. Dreamworks have proved me wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong on this occasion and say that Puss in Boots 2: The Last Wish is the first great Dreamworks movie in a long time. It's astoundingly good. It really is. And I am so blown. I love this film. I think it's fantastic. I love the idea of this film. The script is a major improvement over the last Puss in Boots film, and easily better than the last 2 Shrek films, no question. Not sure if it's quite up with the first 2 Shreks, but we'll see. What I love about this is that we have this central MacGuffin, which is like the wishing star, and each character has a genuinely strong motivation to want it, or most of them. Puss, he wants it to get his lives back. He wants to carry on going because he's Puss in Boots. He wants to live up to the legend, and he wants to continue his status. Kitty Softpaws wants to be able to trust people, so she wants to wish that she can trust someone. Goldilocks, she wants a family. The Bears, they want to be this crime syndicate family. Jack Horner wants to take control of all the magic and basically get revenge on everybody who mocked him. So basically, everyone has a pretty clear motive to want this thing, and it all culminates in this massive fight over this one thing in order to for all the characters to get what they want. And for me, what makes this film work so well is that it's not the destination so much as the journey. I loved seeing the journey of all these people and how they all sort of came together in some respects. Neither one of them has a greater need than the other, if that makes sense. And I think that's very good writing, and I think that really elevates the story for me, because I was allowed to engage with all the characters and see, wow, okay, this person wants it for this reason, that makes sense. This wants it for this, that makes sense. So you don't really think one person deserves it more than the other. And for me, the humour in this film is great. It is a refreshing change of pace after the last 2 Shrek films and the first Puss in Boots. And I have to admit, I laughed a lot more than I thought I would. There are some potential callbacks and nostalgia trips down the Shrek universe, or the Puss in Boots series. So there are a couple of callbacks to the previous films, which I think people will appreciate. I won't say what they are or where they are, but look out for those, because if you're a fan of this series, then you'll probably like them. The animation is great, although my only sort of criticism is that the animation style is really weird. Certainly when there's action sequences going on, it looks like the animation style from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And Dreamworks kind of adopted this new animation style with The Bad Guys, which they made last year, which I'm kind of surprised about, because it looks really strange, because it feels like 2 different styles blended together. So the animation looks like the CG animation that we've always known, but it looks like it was drawn it looks like it was designed slightly differently. So it looks a bit off-putting when you compare it to the other films. It doesn't have quite the same aesthetic. So for me, the film is the animation is a bit aesthetically weird. The colours are great, and it looks vibrant, it looks colourful. Like, the colours are great. It really looks pretty and beautiful, and there's a lot of exaggerated colours, and the world looks fantastic, and it's a really big epic quest, and I like the epic size of the story. I just feel that at times the style of the fights felt very comic booky, which were a bit strange. But you know, it's only a minor nitpick. I also love the wolf that is Death. You know, Death coming after Puss in Boots because he's had 8 lives and he's wasted them. And the whole concept of this story is fantastic. The fact that Puss's character journey is to keep on going, and the fact that he's used a lot of his lives already. I like that. It's a good basis of a story. And his encounters with Death, for me, are some of the best scenes of the film. And some of those scenes, for me, felt very Western. It treated it very much like two cowboys having a fight. Like, they even fight in a bar the first time they meet, which is cool. And their final standoff is pretty special. And the wolf is definitely one of the stronger Dreamworks antagonists in this series, in this Shrek fairy tale series. I don't even know what you call it, because it's Shrek and Puss in Boots, so it's, yeah, I guess we'll say the Shrek series. And I thought the wolf was pretty freaky as well whenever he came on screen, and the terror in Puss's face, you could really see that was really paramount. There's another character called Perito, who's this little cute dog, and he follows Puss around for most of the story, because Puss sinks into something of a depression after he realizes that his time is almost up, and initially he buries his clothes, and then he's hiding away in this house full of cats, and he grows a beard, and yeah, you really see him at his lowest low. So, like I said, the writing is fantastic for this film. The writing is very good. You get it. You understand each character and each motivation, and also it's a ton of fun. I think the humor is great. It's just so good. It's really fun. And the story is compelling. It has some emotional beats too, of course. Like, they delve into the relationship with Puss and Kitty and how they were sort of old flames. And yeah, they're sort of reconnecting, so that's kind of nice. I love the bears. The bears are fantastic. They're some of the highlights for me. Like, Ray Winstone plays the father bear. And I love that Goldilocks and the Three Bears are like this family crime syndicate, which is great. They just want to go out and do what and as a family, you know, cause crimes and stuff. And they're really hell bent on getting this wish so they can stay together as a family. And they want to help Goldilocks, of course. Goldilocks may have different loyalties, but you'll see where it goes. But essentially, maybe the motives that they all have are irrelevant. Maybe they've already got what they want. In some ways, you could see that as a cliche, but the way they do it in this film, it works, because you emotionally engage with most of the characters. I'd say the weakest character is Jack Horner, this young boy who used to, like, eat pies or something. He runs a pie factory, and now that he's older and he's much bigger, he's become very bitter and very angry, and he's obsessed with power, and he wants magic. Like, so the only shortcomings for me are the animation style is a bit weird at times, and it doesn't quite work in terms of the previous films. I don't know why Dreamworks changed it a little bit. And you could argue there are some cliches in the story. I'm willing to forgive that, because I feel like they really put the effort into this film, and they did a great job to make this a character-driven epic film. And the humor's just a ton of fun. I laughed so much. I never expected it to be this good. And it really has to be seen to be believed, because this is DreamWorks' return to form. Well, easily the third best in the Shrek/Puss in Boots series. So like I said, the animation style's a bit weird. Maybe the Jack Horner character, he's not the character you're supposed to get on board with that much. But then I don't see any of them really as protagonists or antagonists. They all want the same thing, and they're willing to do things to screw other people over to get them. So I don't know if I could really judge Jack Horner as an antagonist. He's labelled to be the antagonist of the story, but I don't think he is an antagonist, really, when you think about it. So, but I feel like his story was the least interesting, so they could have added a bit more to his story. Honestly, I am going to give Puss in Boots: The Last Wish a 9 out of 10.
Who is your favorite fearless hero? Who is your favorite fearless hero?
Yeah, I did not expect to give it that. It really is impressively good. So I encourage you all to see it. So anyway, that's my review of Puss in Boots 2. What do you think of this film? Please comment down below and let me know, and stay tuned for future reviews. So until then, I'm Pajak's Perspective. See ya. Bye for now.